It is a shame what happened to old Carmelo Anthony. He went from Hoodie Melo to who is Melo? But yet and still, there are some lessons that you should learn from his example that will help you as being a student athlete, no matter if you're in high school or in college. And I'm going to let you know what those lessons are today. Hoop loud. So if you have not been keeping up, Carmelo Anthony is not in the league right now. He just kind of disappeared once he was down there at Houston Rockets and hasn't been on a team since. Carmelo Anthony is one of the best offensive talents we've seen in the NBA for quite some time, and he's not on a team right now. And there's three things that I want you to learn from with this situation that you can apply both in high school and college. The first thing I would say is the game will go on without you. The game doesn't need you. It would like you, but it doesn't need you. It can replace you. It will replace you. You just determine how soon it gets to replace you. Sometimes, depending upon injury or whatnot. But all of us are going to be replaced at one time or another. No matter how good you are, you please understand that the game will move on without you. If you are out there with your head large thinking that, oh, this team needs me. They need me for me to be on this team. If they didn't have me, there would be no team. Wrong. It's wrong. You couldn't be more wrong. You could be replaced. It's funny because I'm looking at right now, SportsCenter. The talk of SportsCenter right now is Antonio Brown not wanting to wear a helmet because he doesn't like how it fits. And though comfort does make a difference, a player has to be comfortable. I'm sad to say that you don't hold enough clout to decide what you're going to wear. You just don't. It doesn't matter. Listen, the only time that you would is if the NFL, the NBA, the whatever league paid you more money than what everyone else was getting paid collectively by the organization, by the league. And I don't care who you are, that hasn't happened. And until that's the case, you're not that important. You're just not. You can be replaced. There's always someone younger. There's always someone faster. It's going to happen. So the idea that you can walk in here and think that, oh man, if I just play hard, that's the only thing that matters. You're wrong. Number two, there's other variables that matter when it relates to the game of basketball. There's other variables. There's other variables that you can control, and there's other variables that you can't control. Let's talk about variables like going to class. Let's talk about variables like taking care of your body and not staying up all late. Let's talk about the food that you put in your body. Let's talk about best kept practices so you won't get hurt, nursing your injuries. Let's talk about playing well with other people on your team, not being a prima donna, being able to be a team player, being able to play the role that your team needs you to play and not the role that your ego wants you to play. Those are variables that you can control. But there's also some variables that you can't control. Sometimes you can't control when you get hurt. Sometimes you can't control, if the team wants to go this direction as far as offense, and that's not your forte. Sometimes the team wants to play Princeton, but you're a dribble drive guy. Those are not things you can control. So understand the variables, some you can control and some you can't control, matter as well. With Carmelo, there are some variables there that he can control. He can control being from a superstar to a role player, bench player. He can control that. He can control that. There's some things that he couldn't control. Some things he couldn't control are what people were saying behind his back about him that they didn't bring it to him. If you watch the Stephen A. Smith interview, he talked a little bit about that. And my last point is this. Reputation speaks louder than your mouth will ever project. Reputation. What do people say about you behind closed doors when you're not there? Are you a high character person? Because that's important too. Coaches spend a lot of money having you on their team. You need to understand this. For coaching is a small club. a coach that's really stood the test of time. I'm not talking about these coaches that have been here for a year, been here for 3 years, maybe been here for 4 years, and then they vanish. I'm talking about coaches that have been here for 7, 10, 15, 20, 30, sometimes 40 years in the game. It's a very, very small club. And people talk because there's a lot of money at stake, right? I don't want to just take a stab in the dark on a player that I don't know anything about. I need to know if this person is a high character person. I need to know if this person is going to be out here stealing. I need to know if this person is going to be going to class. I need to know if this person is actually going to work hard. I need to know if this person can play well with other little boys and little girls in the practice. Do they do that? Because if not, I'm shelling out a lot of money for a possible. I just want to deal with spades, okay? I just want to deal with spades. I don't want to have to deal with any possibles. I need to make sure that's a good fit for me. And make sure it's a good fit for the university, because at the end of the day, when I bring you to the university and you show your behind and embarrass not only me, but you embarrass yourself, I'm going to be the one left with the ticket. Even if they don't spend a dime, they're spending reputation. Once you put that jersey on, you just don't represent yourself. You just don't represent your family. You just don't represent whatever high school you went to. You represent the coach as well. And best believe there's going to be boosters up there asking, okay, who's this person out here? Who's this person that you brought into this gym? Who's this person that has a jersey on representing our university? You don't think that coaches have to deal with that? They do. They do. So your character doesn't speak positively about you. And what are you doing to make sure that it's a positive reputation, not a negative reputation? Because this matters. Are you a person that's not going to be going to class? Are you a person that's always going to be coming? Are you a person that's going to be coming to practice high? Are you a person that's going to be coming to practice hungover, throwing up in the trash cans? Are you a person of that caliber? Are you a person that stays after and gets up extra shots? Are you a person that makes sure you take care of your body and you're taping your ankles to make sure you can put yourself in a position to prevent injury? Are you a person that actually goes to talk to the coach when you have a problem in a civil way instead of being behind closed doors talking bad about the coach? Are you a very communicative person? Do you talk to people? Do you pull people up, or are you also busy on pushing people down because you feel like that's going to be more job security for you to get more playing time for yourself? Are you a person that is more interested in playing the role that your team needs you to play rather than the role that you want to play? What's your reputation? What's your reputation? Because whether you know it or not, or whether you believe it or not, your very reputation can cause you opportunities that you didn't even know existed.